Hey, Robert's not available. First question from Dave Vassay. Go ahead, Dave.
Hi, Dave.
Good afternoon, Dave.
Tony Gonsolin on the mound for you tonight. And I'm just curious what you believe the effect is in a positive way for guys like Tony, Dustin, and Julio, knowing that they can just go out there without, the cloud of making a mistake or having one bad start will send them to the bullpen. How much do you think just making the pieces to the puzzle fit has helped those guys?
I see that, but I don't think that we ever kind of had an intention where if they had a bad start or appearance that changed their role. You know, when you have a lot of pieces and trying to kind of find a way for them to work, that was more of the drive. But certainly, you know, when you trade Ross and there's a little bit more of a runway and some clarity, but I certainly don't like to think of it as pressure or now lack of pressure. I just think that it should be the same mindset for these guys to go out there and pitch well until I take the baseball from them. You know, we have a lot of good pitchers, starting relievers, and, you know, roles as we look out are going to change, and that's just the way it goes. But, you know, our encouragement is to go out there and pitch as well as you can and compete.
Is Tony a finished product, Dave?
No, he's not. I think that, you know, the more, you know, I mean, you can say Clayton, you know, as Clayton is continuing to evolve. So if Clayton Kershaw is not a finished product, then Tony is far from a finished product, because you're always trying to get better, learn hitters, and as they continue to learn you, develop different pitches and sequences and all that kind of stuff.
And just one last one. As far as Joe Kelly's throwing to hitters yesterday, how did he come out of it? How did he look to you?
Joe came out of it healthy, which was the most important thing. You know, he's continuing to throw on Monday to hitters, but he's continuing to build up the arm strength and make sure the recovery is good. But as far as kind of, you know, the command, it wasn't where it needs to be. And, you know, right now it doesn't have to be there. But, you know, Monday for me is going to be a big test, because I expect the command to be more tightened up and the intensity to be ramped up.
Next question is from Alana Rizzo. Go ahead, Alana.
Dave, how important is it for particularly Dustin May and Tony Gonsolin to make sure that they have the confidence to bring that breaking ball around in an outing and use it in any count as they move towards the postseason to facilitate their fastball?
Yeah, it's very important. And I thought Tony has done that really well with his split change and getting better with the breaking ball. Dustin did it as good as I've seen him ever do it with his slurve last night. I think that when you look out to the postseason, there's a balance between strengths, but also the predictability. And so there's so much more game planning. So to be unpredictable, to be able to use secondary to get back into counts or to get ahead in a count, it's really important. And to allow your fastball, which is the strength of both those guys, to really play up even more.
Is Justin Turner progressing where you need him to be with that hamstring issue?
Yesterday was a pretty good day. He took grounders on his knees. He threw out to about 120 feet, took swings in the cage, you know, did a little bit of moving around as far as kind of running with the strength guys. So today was better than 2 days ago. Or yesterday was better than 2 days ago. But, you know, when he's ready, it's a day-to-day. I know he's on the IL, but it's a day-to-day thing. And then when we feel that Justin's ready to be activated, he'll be activated. So I just don't know, you know, when that's going to be.
And finally, regardless of the fact it's a 60-game season, you guys have matched a franchise record as far as a hot start with 30-10. Doing that in 162 or 60 is irrelevant. How pleased are you with the way that you guys have been able to win 30 games already in a variety of different ways as you push towards this final stretch?
Very pleased. I am. I think that overall, like you said, we've won games in a lot of different ways, mainly pitching and defense. And I think this last few days just really impressed with the offense as far as the team offense. And I just really believe that, that's how you get across the finish line. So the pitching, the defense has been consistent, which I expect it to continue to be. But the at-bat quality, I think, needs to continue to stay where it's at.
Thank you.
Next question is from Jorge Castillo. Go ahead.
David kind of just mentioned, the at-bat quality. I'm just wondering, when you guys are, at the top of the leaderboard as a team, when it comes to pitching and offense and everything seems to be going well, when you guys when you enter this final third of the season, like, what are you looking to solidify, improve upon, anything at all, or is it just a matter of staying healthy over these next 20 games?
No, I mean, the health is going to, happen or not. I mean, I think that, you just got to bet on guys taking care of themselves and me not redlining guys, which we're not going to do. But I think for me, it's just on the offensive side, just the team at bats, winning 90 feet. Take what the pitcher gives you, whatever verbiage you want to use. But I think the slug, the homers, that'll be there. But I just think that, there's 27 outs and you just got to make it as tough on the opponent as you can.
One more thing. I think the last 5 World Series winners have been the best in the league in terms of having the lowest strikeout percentages in offense. And you guys right now are fifth in the league. I'm just wondering if that's been a point of emphasis this season, cutting down on strikeouts.
Well, I think our hitting guys, it's been a point of emphasis since the day they got here. I just think that our guys it's really starting to land with them. Certainly Mookie's voice, Justin's voice has certainly helped because ultimately the players got to buy into making adjustments at the plate and swinging at strikes. And so credit to all those guys.
Thank you.
Got a question from Ron Kavner. Go ahead, Ron.
Hey, Dave, Will's hit the ball hard really all year, but wasn't necessarily rewarded for it very often early on. And in the last few weeks, he's started to. Is it just been a matter of those hard hits dropping? Has you see anything different from him in the last week or so?
I haven't seen anything different. Will's done the same thing all year long. He was one of the unluckiest hitters in the big leagues, quality of contact, at-bat quality, exit off the bat. So all that stuff. So I think I just applaud him for not changing because a lot of times, certainly young players, when they don't get the results, they start to change and chase results where Will speaks to his maturity that he hasn't changed at all. He's had probably, for me, he's with Mookie as far as the best consistent approach at bat quality from the beginning of the season to now. So that's he's in pretty good company.
Thank you.
Next question is from Ken Gurnick. Go ahead, Ken.
Dave, Lux has had throwing problems in the past. Last night on the double play, it seems like when he doesn't think at all, he just throws it. It's right on target. But it seems like the more time he has, the more off target those throws are. Are you seeing that, and anything being done about that?
Yeah, I just think that, I think that Gavin's done a really good job over the last couple of years of cleaning that up. Last night there was a double play kind of spiked, and that's when a guy's kind of, bearing down on him. And the other play was a bang, bang play, trying to just get it to not overthrow it. So he kind of threw it low, and we couldn't make the play at first base. So I think Gavin's done a really good job. So for me, it's not a concern.
Okay, thanks.
Yep.
Got time for one more. Go ahead, Bill.
Dave, the first 2 games back from the lat injury, Bellinger's been at first base. I haven't seen the lineup yet today, but is there a reason you're playing him there since he's come back?
No, he's in center field today. I think the reason is we don't have JT, and so I'm trying to, get Eddie in there once in a while, but I want to use other guys as well. So just kind of the configuration of the lineup, it's kind of been that way. I've got Jock DH in today, so Cody will be out there. He's a center fielder, especially, you know, when Justin gets back too.
And going back to Will Smith, he's really taken a giant step forward in terms of strike zone management this year. His swing rate outside the zone is really dropped considerably. His walk rate is up. What do you see him doing that's produced that?
I don't want to speak to the mechanics, but I just think that there's just a calmness in the batter's box, whether it's right with velocity or a lefty who's going to kind of nibble. It's a consistent approach. He understands what he needs to do, what he wants to do, and he sticks to it. And just not chasing results as far as getting disappointed. He's just got a good heartbeat and a consistent pulse. So it's a really quick maturity for me in you know, less than a calendar year for Will.
It is very unusual for a young hitter to make that kind of progress at such a young age. Did you see, you know, last year, could you tell he had a real good feel for the strike zone?
I did, but not to this degree or this length of consistency. So, you know, I understand the sample is still certainly small, but he's really shown a lot of consistency. And I just think this is who he is and should continue to be this type of player.
Thanks, Dave.
Yep.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Dave.